Hey everybody, it's Thursday and we are on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with Jim Cramer to break down today's market action. Jim, let's begin with Cisco. Recurring revenue really stole the show there.
Right, and I think that this is a stock that's climbing back up to where it was. I think that people are looking for 1 to 2 growth. They're coming in 3 to 5. A lot of it is this new campus switch, the 9000, which is selling better than any other switch they've ever had. But a lot of it is this recurring revenue that I like very much. It comes from being connected with the data center, being affiliated with Microsoft's Azure and with Google's cloud service, onboarding on there, many different touch points. BroadSoft, they bought 20 million customers. Wow. 20 million different touch points. So if you're a salesperson for Cisco, you've got a lot of irons in the fire, got a lot of things to be able to sell, and it's working. Chuck Robbins has made that company be much more strategic imperative with recurring revenue, which is what ultimately is going to be able to make the story. Don't forget gigantic repatriation in the next quarter to be able to buy back stock, increase the dividend. They did another increase, but also to be able to acquire so that they can continue to move the needle away from being a pure hardware company and more towards software.
That repatriation, a good reminder of tax cuts, which we seem to have forgotten a little bit.
Well, I think that what happened is that we focused on the VIX and we focused on the 10-year, and that obliterated the whole conversation about tax cuts. I think that we'll focus on the 10-year again at some point, maybe the VIX, I don't know. The VIX has been revealed as not an asset class, and the people who are playing the VIX, and I don't mean investing because you can't invest in it, I think have also been revealed as short-term traders who do not have the public's interest at heart.
You also talked tax cuts with the Boeing CEO. He's investing in innovation.
Yes, and Boeing is uniquely trying to meet demand. They have to put up more factories. They have to hire more people. Yes, they've done a fabulous job of returning capital, but they have gigantic free cash flow. They can afford to continue to buy back stock. They can afford to continue to raise the dividend, and they can afford to be able to put more plants up. Remember, there's a backlog of an insurmountable number of planes that they have to make, and that's because there's a long-term story of the middle classification, particularly of the Chinese, who want to take trips. They need more airplanes, but also for freight. Don't forget, freight is the fastest growing end because of e-commerce.
You had the Boeing CEO on Mad Money December 7th. The stock was at 282 then?
Right. Mr. Muhlenberg has delivered. Right after that interview, they announced the gigantic buyback and the dividend boost, and I think that's played, obviously, a very big role. This stock used to be boom bust, swim or sink, and now it's just a great secular growth story, so I think it can work its way still higher.
Meanwhile, Warren Buffett upping his stake in Apple for Berkshire.
Right. No, look, we only know what he's told my colleague Becky Quick, which he believes that there's this big move from technology, but also the consumer loves it. This is a story that Tim Cook's been saying over and over again. The analysts hate this story. See, the analysts want highest growth. They want Salesforce. They want ServiceNow growth. They want Workday growth. You're not going to get that from Apple. But Katie Huberty, who's very close to Apple and does the best rigorous work, continues to believe that this year is going to be an up year, even though January, the Chinese middle-tier companies are scrambling to try to get share from Apple. The whole, the 10 story, which has really colored the decline down to 150s, which is that the 10's not doing well, has kind of been obliterated by the notion that Warren Buffett says, don't worry about it. It's more of a razor blade story, which is the service revenue. That's something I've been saying now for 3 years, and I'm not backing away from it.
Yeah, Katie Huberty with her $203 price target on Apple. Meanwhile, Jim, you had your Action Alerts Plus call yesterday. I want to remind everyone that they can rewatch that on Action Alerts Plus.
We had a lot of good points, I felt, and I think that if you're not a club member, I don't know what to say. I pour my heart out into that, and you can see all the things we do, our team constantly interacting with club members, trying to get it right for you. It's a small price to pay for all the information flow we're giving you.
And we're also doing daily videos on ActionAlertsPlus.com. That's
a movie
coming up right now, so join us there.